Hello, it's such a pleasure that you have come to my channel once again. A few days ago, a mother asked me a question about why her, I think, 2-month-old baby wasn't pooping or wasn't going to toilet, and I thought that I'll address it in one of my videos. In fact, I've had this question so many times that it's surprising that I'm now coming to do a video on it or talk about it, because this is something very common among mothers, especially the new ones, and anytime they come to the consulting room or when they reach you on social media or elsewhere, they ask you about it. So we are talking about babies not pooping frequently. That's what we are talking about today. Let me just take this opportunity to say that if you are new to my channel, you should subscribe, because here we talk about everything and anything that has to do with the health of your baby or your child. And if you subscribe, also hit the notification button so that whenever I upload new content, you'll be notified. If there's anything that you want me to talk about as well, just put it in the comment section and I will respond to it, or maybe do a video on it for you. So this mother who asked me about her baby who was not pooping frequently was exclusively breastfeeding. And she was worried that it had taken 5 days and her baby had not pooped. And she wanted to find out if there was anything that was the matter with the baby. You know how mothers are. We just love our babies so much that we worry when there's something that we think is going wrong. And we ask, it's very good to ask, because when you ask, then it can be explained to you. You need to ask the right people, though. You don't just ask anybody. Okay, so let's talk about pooping in breastfed babies. When a breastfed baby is born, or when a baby is born, the baby is expected to pass the first poop, the dark green one that we call meconium, within 24 hours. About 90% of babies will pass that poop, the meconium, within 24 hours. And up to maybe 95% will pass their first poop in about 48 hours. So if that first poop doesn't come early, 2 days the baby has not pooped that dark green poop that we call the meconium, you should prompt your baby's caregiver, be it the midwife, the doctor, or the nurse. You should prompt them that it's taken 2 days and your baby has not passed the first poop. So from when that poop is passed till the baby is about 4 to 5 days, the baby's poop about 1 to 4 times a day. It may be once a day, thrice a day, or 4 times a day. And once that green poop changes to what we would call the normal breastfed poop, that one is golden yellow, it is watery, and it is mushy, like if you have boiled egg and you mash it. That is how it looks like. So from about a week to when the babies are about, say, 3 months old, they will poop about 3 to 8 times a day, and that is how the poop is. Again, this is sometimes a cause of concern, because you have some babies who poop about 8 times a day, and their parents are worried, and the mummies are worried that they have diarrhea. But no, some breastfed babies can really poop. They poop so much. Whenever they eat, they poop, or they poop and then they need to eat. And that is normal. You don't have to worry about it. What you need to look out for is, how is the poop? If it is golden yellow, like I have said, and it looks like there's some mashed bits of egg in it, and it's not very hard, then you don't need to worry, because that poop is usually quite watery. You don't need to worry about it. You should begin to worry if it is always green at this stage, or if there's blood in it, or if it is coming out and it's just plain mucus, there is no poop material in it, then you should begin to worry. Now, from about 2 months to 6 months. Remember, these age ranges I'm giving, they overlap, and babies have different schedules for their poop. There isn't one schedule that all babies will go through. So from about, say, 2 months to 6 months, breastfed babies typically do not poop much. What happens is that breastfed is very easy to digest. So around this time, the babies are so good at digesting it, they absorb everything, and there's almost nothing to poop. So you find that from this age, about 3 to 6 months, or sometimes even 2 to 6 months, they will poop once a day, or they may go several days without pooping, or sometimes it takes 2 weeks before they poop once. Don't be surprised. That is how breastfed babies behave when it comes to their bowel movement. It is at this stage that a lot of parents get worried, and especially African parents, we want to do enemas for the babies because we believe that the babies must poop by all means. No, the babies must not poop by all means. So constipation is very rare among babies that are breastfed. In fact, when we use the term constipation, we are not referring to how frequently a breastfed baby is pooping. No, we are referring more to the consistency of the poop. Is the poop hard or soft? Babies are constipated when their poop is very hard. It is like stone or pellets. And sometimes when they pass this hard stool, you will find that there is blood around it because the poop is so hard that it hurts their anal region, or where the poop is coming out from. And then when it's coming out, then there are some small tears or wounds, and then it bleeds a little. So this hard poop that is like stones or pellets has some blood smeared around it. And when the babies are passing this poop, you find them crying. They are crying. And sometimes their tummies are hard and firm, and you can see that they're in a lot of pain. That is constipation. And this is very rare among breastfed babies. So if your baby is not passing poop, but your baby is happy, the tummy is not big or hard, but your baby is passing the poop maybe once a week or once in 2 weeks, you don't need to worry at all. That baby is not constipated. That is how breastfed babies move their bowel. That is the normal poop amongst breastfed babies. So this has been a cause of concern for many parents. And sometimes, like I said, they end up giving enemas. The danger with enema is that depending on what it is you are putting into the baby's intestine, if it is something that is contaminated, it can make the baby sick. Sometimes it may not be contaminated, but there are all these herbs and things that go and cause a lot of reactions in the baby's stomach. It may hurt the baby. And sometimes people actually traumatize or they cause injuries in the anal region when they push the enema in. So there is a place for enemas. In hospital, a doctor can prescribe an enema for you when it is necessary. But it's not good that people mix all sorts of things, soap, herbs, oils, and then they push into the baby's stomach. No, that can actually cause problems for your baby. So don't do that. So that is the normal poop of breastfed babies. Rather, constipation begins to happen when the babies are above 6 months old and we introduce weaning foods or complementary foods. That is when the babies begin to constipate. There are certain foods that have been linked with constipation. Rice, especially the milled rice, the one that is not brown, white rice, linked to constipation. A lot of foods that contain flour. So if you are giving your baby a lot of biscuits, pie, cake, and both fruits, those sort of things can constipate your babies as well. And any food that does not have a lot of fiber can constipate your baby. There are some parents who swear that banana also constipates their baby, so you can watch that. And not giving the baby enough water or other fluids. Other fluids may be soup, coconut water, porridge. If your baby is feeding on complementary foods, which it means that the baby is about 6 months and you started adding the semi-solids to it and the baby is constipated, you need to watch those things. And when the babies don't move enough it can constipate them because for us, we are upright. We stand up and we walk. So gravity helps to push the poop down. But a lot of babies don't move. They are lying in bed all the time. So you should also encourage your babies to move. They won't be walking at this age. Or if they are walking, yes, all the better. Because by the time they are 1 to 1.5, a lot of them, or most of them are walking. So if they are walking, it helps. But those that are not walking, if they are crawling, leave them on the floor and let them move their bodies. Because the movement helps for the bowel movement to be regular. And then some babies will constipate because of stress. Perhaps you've traveled, you've changed their schedule and they are a bit stressed, they will constipate. Or when they are sick, they will constipate as well. Like I said, when they are constipated, you find that their poop is very hard, their tummy is distended, they may cry when they are going to toilet. Very rare among breastfed babies, but common when we add on weaning foods. So what should you do when your baby is constipated? When your baby is constipated, try and get more fluids for your baby to drink more fluids. It could be water, it could be juice that you've prepared yourself, it could be coconut water, soups. Try and get your baby to eat more, drink more fluids, and then introduce a lot of foods that contain fiber into your baby's diet. Oranges, pineapple, watermelon, unpolished or brown rice, banku, akple, keke. Introduce those ones into your baby's diet, depending on how old your baby is, because of course if it's a 7-month-old baby, then it may not be easy for that baby to eat kenke. So maybe you are mashing it. You can check out that nice mashke recipe that is on our channel. We talked about foods for babies and children just a few weeks ago. Yeah, so you can introduce those things and encourage babies to play. Of late, our children don't play. They sit down, they are watching TV all the time. Encourage them to play, they exercise, and it helps their bowel movement as well. So this is constipation. The main thing I want you to take away is that constipation is very rare among babies who are exclusively breastfeeding. And the fact that your baby has not pooped for 5 days, 7 days, even a week and a half to 2 weeks, it doesn't mean your baby is constipated. Constipation is when the poop is very hard and painful to pass out. That is a problem. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section for me, and I will be very happy to attend to them. If there's any topic that you want me to talk about as well, when you leave it in the comment section, I will get to it someday. Remember to subscribe and click on the notification button so that as soon as we upload a video, you'll get to know, because these things we do are for you. We are doing them so that your babies can be healthy, and if you don't watch it, then we are not really making an impact, and that does not make us happy. Share this video as well. That is if you find the content to be useful and relevant. Thank you. Bye.